Hey, Amanda, thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Meg. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm so excited too. You are one of our amazing speakers for the Become Influential Virtual Summit, which is happening June 8th through 12th. And you're presenting on Thursday, June 11th, which is our day focused on marketing, positioning yourself as an expert, getting visibility, all of that good stuff. And that falls right into your area of expertise. Specifically, you work with SEO and Google, and you're going to be speaking about Google My Business. So this
Yeah.
is a topic I'm super excited about because it's one that I am admittedly ignorant to. Like, I don't know anything about this other than I need to be doing it. So this is a
Yeah.
session that you'll be sure that I'll be on. And I'm excited to dive into this with you because I know how much you know about SEO, that I know that this is an element that I'm personally missing. And if I'm
Yeah.
missing it, that I know that there are other people in my audience who are missing it too. So I'd love to hear a little bit about how you got down this path and what your journey has looked like.
Yeah, definitely. So I was working at a credit union managing one of the branches, and I realized that I was pregnant with our third daughter. And I also realized that I did not want to have to put her in daycare, and I didn't want to miss, like, potentially her being our last child. I didn't want to miss, like, all of the little firsts and stuff of having to be at work while she's at home or at daycare or whatever. The first everything. And I didn't want to have to sacrifice breastfeeding. And there's so many things that I just did not want to sacrifice. So I was like determined, hence my business name, The Determined Mom, to not go back to work. So that's literally where it comes from. I was just determined to find anything that I could do to not go back to work. So I actually went into insurance sales, which was kind of a natural segue from the credit union because I was already licensed in auto and home. So went into that and hated it. And then I realized I didn't want to do that. So then I started VA work because at that point, I had about 13 years of business management experience. And now it's even more than that. But, so just finding that niche of things that I wanted to do. After I started doing VA work, I realized I hated like admin stuff, like editing docs and um, sorting emails and all that stuff. So I found my comfort zone in marketing and technology and all of those things. And one of my first VA clients actually is a marketing company. I still work for him doing white label services. And he manages Google My Business as part of SEO packages. So he also paid for me to do lots of SEO courses. So I did all of those things, learned under his wing, and kind of took off on my own. And I realized by experimenting with, the Google My Business pages that I was managing for him, how powerful they really are. Like I was seeing thousands and thousands of views of, just their business in a week, in a month, in a quarter, like up to 18,000 views in a month of a business. So imagine if that business didn't have a Google My Business listing, they would be missing out on like hundreds of phone calls and hundreds of website visits every month. So, and that's what brings me here today.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love hearing all of the pivots and transitions that you made. That's one of
Mm-hmm.
the beautiful things about being in this space, being entrepreneurial, is that if you don't like what you're doing, just change it.
Yeah.
Do something else. Focus on something else, and your journey will change with you, and the right people will stick with you, and eventually you'll find your flow and where you want to be. Now,
Yeah.
I do have a question about Google My Business. Um, so it's not, is it just for local like brick and mortar businesses, or it works as well for online businesses?
It works for online businesses only if you have the ability to serve local clients as well. For example, my business, I work out of my home, but I could certainly meet someone at a coffee shop and, serve them locally as well. So you do need to have that little bit of local locality, I guess you would say, to your business. So, yeah, there's that.
Can you give me an example of a business that it would not work for?
Yeah, e-commerce would be one of them. So like MLM or network marketing, it would not really work for that very well because those orders are typically just shipped directly to the customers. There's not really a lot of hand-to-hand, product, that kind of thing, or product to customer from, the representative. It's usually order online and then it goes there and then that's it. So it's not coming directly from you. I would say like an Etsy business or like a handmade business where maybe you sometimes go to, markets or something like that and sell, and you also sell online, that would work. But you have to have that local component.
Okay, well, that's good to know. And I think everybody that example is helpful so that people can kind of evaluate whether it would be beneficial. Now, if the listeners fall into that e-commerce bracket, would attending your talk still be beneficial? And
Yeah.
it's okay. I say it's okay if it's not, because,
Yeah, it would be, just simply because they're going to find that, I guess, there are different ways that customers find your products. And so that will also be addressed in that presentation, and it will allow you to kind of figure out, like, am I in the right place? So are customers searching on Google for my products? And if they are, then what can I do to maybe shift or pivot my business into a place where I can be on Google My Business legitimately without them removing my listing? So I think that would be a really beneficial part of it.
awesome. Good to know. I just want to make sure that our attendees attend sessions that are going to serve them. So I just want everybody to be aware of what they're going to be able to take away from this, or if it's not a good fit. So it's good to know that everybody will still be able to learn some information that will then lend into being able to make strategic decisions for their business.
Yes, exactly. And especially if you have, an e-commerce store and you have a physical location, like maybe it's a bigger store, or maybe you have a warehouse or something that you do that out of, that could be beneficial too.
So one of the things that I have picked up about Google My Business is like that you post stuff. So is this like a social media, or is it like a search tool?
It is a search tool for sure. So if you were to Google anything right now, like a coffee shop, or if you wanted to look for an attorney in your area, you're going to Google those things, and what's going to come up is a little pack of 3 listings, and sometimes 4 if someone's advertising, like boosting their Google My Business listing. But that's kind of silly to do. But anyway, so it'll come up, the first 3 results are going to be Google My Business pages. And then if you click on more results, it's going to be dozens and dozens more Google My Business listings. So it is a search engine. However, you can combine a little bit of, I wouldn't call it social media, but you can combine a little bit of promotion into your thing, because social media is really about being social. People can comment, they can like. All you can really do with a Google My Business listing is view it.
Okay.
Or click on it. So it does have actions. So you could have like a learn more button. You could have a call button. Any of those, sign up, book now, all of those kind of buttons you can have, and you can choose and select those for your post. But it's not necessarily social interaction. It's more like clicking and going to, whatever you have designated for that action.
Well, this has been very helpful for me because I feel like it's clarified exactly what Google My Business is, mm-hmm. and why your business as a viewer, it needs to be leveraging this tool, because we all want to be able to rank higher on Google. And this may be because of the placement of Google My Business, would be a great way to get that visibility if you're not quite ranking there for
right.
other, I don't even know how to say it, typical SEO, normal Google rankings.
Yeah. And the thing about that is that even if you are ranking for typical SEO, like say you're an attorney and your website is ranking, people aren't probably going to click on it anymore, because how Google has rearranged the search results page to only have that big Google My Business listing at the top, or that pack of 3 displayed on the map at the top. And then you actually have to scroll down to see the organic SEO results. So in my mind, as an SEO, I am trying to add more value to my clients by shifting them into focusing on their Google My Business and not as much on the technical and all of that SEO as we used to do. So,
and it totally makes sense. Even thinking about my typical Google search experiences, the other day I'm looking for a vet for my new puppy, and I go right to the map and the recommendations there. And I never made it. I clicked the more, but I never made it into the actual guts of Google. So that totally makes sense.
Yeah. And that's why it's absolutely critical to be in the top 3 and have a decent amount of reviews and all of those things.
And now this is clearly the topic of your talk. Is there anything else? I know we've talked about a lot. So is there anything else you can tell us about what we're going to actually learn from your presentation?
Yes, definitely. So you'll learn how to properly claim your business without creating a duplicate listing, because that's something that happens a lot. And then both of those listings will get flagged and it will go down. So, and right now Google has some restricted hours and things. So when something like that happens, it takes 2 or 3 times as long right now to get it back up. So claiming your listing properly, and then, how to optimize it. So you'll learn all of the different areas that you need to fill out. You'll learn how to set it as a service only business. So if you work from your home like me, then you can actually set it to not show your address on Google. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions, because years ago, you only could do, the address, and people were like, oh, I don't want to show my address on Google, so I'm not going to do it. But this is going to show you how to do that. And we will also go into the different post types, how you can utilize them, how you can drive traffic to your site, how many times you should be posting, what types of things you can be posting, and how you can actually use it to promote like your podcast, your blog, all of those things. So, yeah.
So hugely valuable.
Yeah.
And your presentation will be live on Thursday, June 11th. Tickets for the Become Influential Virtual Summit are free. You can go ahead and grab those tickets at becomeinfluential.com. And once you have your ticket, make sure that you're attending Amanda's session on Thursday. Thank you so much, Amanda, for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with me today, but also for pouring so much value into your presentation and supporting materials for the summit.
Yes, definitely. And thank you so much for having me. I am very honored to be a part of your summit.